Jonathan's going to be running late. Anyway, we good?
Good to see. Good.
How we doing? Just in time. I want to welcome everybody. Call this meeting to order June 6, 2017, 6:01. At this time, I need if everybody's had an opportunity to look at the agenda, I need approval of the agenda.
So moved.
We have
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Tonight, we've got a guest, invocation and pledge to Michael Burney, Associate Pastor at Greater Jordan Chapel. Burney, your invocation and pledge.
Push the button on the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Let's bow our head, eyes closed. Father God, we come to you just to say thank you. Thank you for a new day of new mercy and new grace. Now, Father, as we come to discuss the business of this great community, we ask that you give us the minds and hearts to do things in decency and in order. We ask that you bless everyone that assemble themselves here on this day, God. Now we give you all the praise, the glory, and the honor. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Bernie, thank you very much. Tonight we have a planning and zoning. Tim Keeney requested variance to allow creation of substandard private road to service 3 home sites. Property is located at 2614 Graham Road. This consists of 43 plus or minus acres, currently zoned RR, rural residential. Mr. Petrowski.
Mr. Chairman, the regulations require a 60-foot right-of-way to establish a new private road. Mr. Keeney only owns 40 feet out to Graham Road. For that reason, he has requested a variance to be able to create these 3 lots. He does have an existing driveway on the property. It is a concrete driveway, and the condition of that driveway would exceed current standards for the construction of the road itself. Because this is a variance, there is not a recommendation from staff.
Okay, is there any questions from Mr. Petrowski? This is a variance here, and is anybody in opposition to this? Okay, at this time, we're gonna go with Mr. Keeney at this time. Would you like to say anything to Mr. Keeney here?
I don't need to.
No, I just gonna give you the opportunity to give both sides the opportunity to come forward and speak if you'd like to.
Both sides are opposition.
That's correct. You know, you're on the request side, so if you'd like to speak on your behalf, we try to give everybody equal opportunity. Right. Yeah. Sure. We try to keep it 10 minutes. We want to give everybody opportunity to speak, equal opportunity. Like I said,
We are requesting to build on the lot for our daughter. We are not opening up, commercial or anything like
Sure.
that. And one lot is for my brother and one is for my daughter.
Okay.
And we don't plan to, sell anything else, and we're not selling this, we're just giving this.
I understand. Does the board have any questions for the Keeneys? Is that correct, Kim? Am I saying the last name right? Keeney?
Yes, sir.
Keeney. Okay, Keeney. All right. Any questions for the Keeneys?
I mean, if you got 43 acres, I bought that much so my son could build there one day, my daughter could build there
Sure.
one day. My brother-in-law wants to retire there from California, then okay, we'll make room for him too. We
Sure.
got plenty of room, so
Sure.
I don't see the problem. I don't know why we have to ask permission.
Sure.
Anyway, but
It's just a standard procedure. We go through variances and whatnot. If there's no,
May I have, I'm
oh,
sorry,
go ahead. Sure.
may I have your name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
If there's no questions for the board, we'll give the opposition an opportunity to speak on their behalf. Thank you very much.
There was a lady that asked me if she had to sign in to speak. I don't know.
No, on opposition on this?
I don't know.
No, if you need to sign in on a
I don't know if that's what she was asking me or not, if it was about this or not.
Okay,
Never
okay,
mind.
I'll recognize, you've got an agenda item you'd like to speak on?
No,
Okay,
I just have a concern.
okay. we can come up at the citizen comments at the end if you'd like. That'd be all right. We've had the gentleman raise his hand on opposition. Would you come forward and introduce yourself?
My name's Donnie Logue. I live at 2612 Graham Road, which we share the same driveway off the road, and his driveway actually crosses my property to where it was originally his. We've got 8-foot easement back in there. I've got 40 and he's got 40. I let him use my driveway for 20-something years because of he'd have to come through the people's front yard the way it is now. And it just, I think it's just gonna be too much traffic coming through there. And, you know, I bought out there thinking there's gonna be single family homes. And I was, you know, that was my understanding when we bought that, there wouldn't be but more than one house back there. And it's, like I say, right now, he's on my property, but he does this, he's gonna have to, if he's gonna build a different road, he's gonna have to get back onto his property to do it.
Sure. Any questions from the board? I'm sorry, what was your last name?
Logue.
Logue, okay. Any question from Mr. Logue?
So for the last 20 years, they've used your driveway?
Yes.
And this new road, Tim, help me out here. The new road is not the same driveway?
What they have, you mind?
Yes, please.
He's got an existing concrete drive that runs up here.
Okay.
On this side of the property line, Mr. Lowe's runs up on this side. The two driveways meet close to the road.
Two separate driveways.
Two separate driveways, they merge on, according to Mr. Lowe, on his property, and then come out to Graham Road.
Okay. But the other,
My property, Ken, is the pine tree right there, and it's like this far away from the driveway. But it'll be over in their front yard, so all the lines were crooked because they cut it on a logging road. And the lady who it started with wouldn't, Don offered to buy a little triangle so we could make them all straight. So we've just been using them straight.
Mr. Kitchen, you got
But they're only joined for like 30 feet.
But over the years, he's logged his property and stored my driveway up. He's paved his driveway and stored up. There's gonna be construction, there's gonna be more damage to my driveway. I don't want it coming, you know, across there if we can help it.
I got a question.
That's why I poured the concrete all the way to the road.
If it was surveyed, and is it a possibility that he could survey and have his driveway moved separately?
Oh yeah, it's already surveyed, but it's just the way it's drawn, the property comes off at an angle and then turns where it comes across is actually the other people's front yard. Where they built their lot comes off at an angle and their house is right up in that corner, so they really don't have, they got a cement driveway that kind of comes up this. And all their front yard belongs to him, so I've been letting him use my side just so they'd have a yard.
Sure. But it could be correct. He could put his own driveway in if need be on this variance.
Just gonna make it adjusted in their front yard.
Right. Mr. Kitchen, you got any? This is in your district.
What is I guess our legal obligation as far as the property lines? I mean, can we even give a variance on private property with?
All you can do is give the variance if you think it's in order, and if they've got a dispute about the property lines, then that's up to the property owner. We won't even get into that.
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid of. That and I'll be clear. I'm all in favor of being able to put there because I did the exact same thing. Got property for my three boys, and I fully support that. I just don't know that we have the authority to give you the variance on his property. That's where our problem is, and that's.
Well, his is tore up because it's on a screen. I had to pour that concrete 8 inches thick, so it went bust up. It's real wet up there by the road. We don't have a pipe or anything.
so Mr. Kenny's been paying for the driveway?
No, I had an asphalt driveway that to start with, and his was dirt for years. And he's come across mine, and then when he decided to pave his house, he got beside mine and poured concrete. But I've got asphalt coming off the road. He moved over beside it and put concrete beside it. So I have asphalt to go to my house, and he moved over beside it and poured concrete to his house. But it's all on my property, the first 30 foot off the road.
And the other part of the driveway goes across the other neighbor's
Well,
yard?
it's not, it's actually his land, but if you've got the plat, you can see right there in the corner.
That's ugly.
There's 120 feet of the neighbor's yard. All the way. I mean, it takes up their whole front yard.
Part of their concrete is property.
But it's his property.
Did you go out and see this?
If
I would hate to have to cut up the man's front yard just.
Sure. If I understand it right, and I've inquired about this too, to do some research, if we have a surveyor does a plat and shows that road on the Kenny's property, that's the only way we can approve that plat. Is that correct?
If the board chooses to set that as a condition of approval.
If we set it as a condition, okay. Basically, the condition would be, we'd have to have a survey, and it would have to ID that road on that survey. Is one of the conditions if we so choose to do it. Trying to do it properly, because like I said, we can't grant a variance coming across another
And
person.
that's the only way in, because he's landlocked all the way around, so that's the only option.
You have thoughts from the board?
The concrete part that he put in that goes back to his, you've got separate, they're side by side but jointed, and yours, asphalt goes to your,
Yes,
and his goes to the back.
yes,
But it's all on your property.
yes.
The first 30 feet or 50
Right.
feet or whatever.
And without seeing it, I don't know, I mean, but it's like Chairman said, we're gonna have to have, a survey of where the property lines and where it can go that it's not on his
I know
property.
exactly where they're at.
Just out of curiosity, can two cars enter at the same time?
Yes, sir. I've got 40 foot of property and he's got 40 foot, but it's
I got
actually their
120
front
feet.
yard
Okay.
is what we had never done. And as long as it's one house, but I didn't have a problem with it, but if there's gonna be 2 or 3 houses back there and all construction, I don't want it all. Cause I've got 4 teenage drivers and, or some of them teenage, some of them a little bit older. And I don't want all that right there at the road, having a problem getting in and out of my driveway.
Well, the neighbor that, the front yard in question, he uses that same entrance.
Yeah,
I made him a little ramp so he can go over my
so yes, I actually got 3 houses using one driveway
He'd have
now
to drive
instead of
past his house,
6
He can go back.
his appointments. So
which is what we all would have to do.
So y'all been getting along for 20 years until now?
We ain't
Well,
got long.
not really.
Okay, I knew there was something going on. I'm a northerner, I just ask straight questions. All right.
But that's all I got.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any other opposition? None? Discussion from the board?
I mean, I don't know that we have very many options. I mean, we have to have it surveyed to see where the driveway can go.
I mean, I feel like the only way we could even approve it is, I mean, it's gonna have to be a designated drive on it, by a surveyor showing that driveway, and that's the only thing we can grant the variance on, would be on that plat.
I don't know. I think Tim said something a little different. Can you clarify that for us?
What I was trying to say was that if the board chooses to approve this variance, the variance could be approved contingent upon when Mr. Keeney decides to subdivide the property, he'll have to hire a surveyor, create the parcels, and the surveyor will actually identify the private road, and it'll become Keeney Private Road, whatever he chooses to call it. And as part of that, the surveyor will identify a private road serving up to 3 lots, if that's what the board chooses to approve. Part of that survey could have him locate an as-built for the physical location of the driveway. And if the board does not want this driveway on the neighbor's property, they could make a stipulation that when that survey is presented to me, that it is clear that the new driveway, the new private road is located within the right-of-way of Mr. Keeney's property, what he's actually identifying as the private road
Gotcha.
of the land he owns.
And that's our choice if we choose to add those conditions, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And lastly, if we do nothing and we just approve the variance, then we basically are allowing him to use that driveway as built, with the ability to widen it to meet the necessary requirements for a private road.
No physical widening would have to be done.
No physical
The
widening.
condition of the driveway itself meets those standards.
All right. I thought I heard that earlier. All right, so it's our choice to allow the variance or allow the variance with conditions.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just curious, if we allow a variance, how, that goes back to the issue of the 30-foot of driveway that's on his property is between them. Because I'm just thinking, if I'm a landowner and I decide I don't want anybody using my property ever again, I have that right.
going to real estate law, you cannot forcibly landlock somebody.
Well, he's
over
not
20
landlocked now. He's got 120 feet on the other side. It would just be somebody else's cutting their yard out and cost and all that. It would
Then
be
if I go to squatters' rights for 20 years, this driveway's been used.
Everybody's looking at you, Attorney John.
But I think, as Mr. Petrosky said, our options are to either do it with these conditions, or I don't think we can do it as is.
I don't think we can. I think we'll have to have, have it with a stipulation of,
platting out the existing driveway.
flatten out the new driveway. It's gonna show the 3 individual lots.
The new driveway on their property or the existing driveway on Mr. Lowe's property.
The new driveway, not violating the adjoining landowner.
So you're gonna make them build a new driveway.
Is there currently part of this is, we gotta understand there's county right of way on this also, so the first 30 foot off the,
I don't know the exact right of way, Graham Road through there, if it's 80 feet, it would probably be about 28 feet of the existing concrete driveway would be located in the right of way. I
sure,
don't know exactly where the front property line is, but when I went out there, the property diverged, the driveways diverge pretty quickly once it gets off the right of way. So I don't know
Sure.
exactly how many feet we're talking about here.
right. So the current entrance could possibly still be used, but then branching sharply off left and right, or left to get onto the, I don't know, I hadn't seen it, so we're kind of going blind.
That's gonna come,
It'd be shown on the survey.
once we get off the property, I don't really know
Sure.
how things work with joint driveways on it, but, because it's physically on the county's property, not on either one of their property.
Sure.
And so a portion of the property that is joined is a portion of the driveway that, both of them have built driveways in our right of way,
Sure,
and they overlap.
sure.
So,
How deep is the right of way?
I believe the right of way of Graham Road is 80 feet through there, so it would be approximately 28 feet from the edge of the pavement, maybe 24 feet, I don't know.
I mean, county owned right of way.
That's what.
Yeah, 40 foot from the center line.
Back, about 24 to 28 foot.
so technically,
Then
28,
Technically, it's.
the driveway's on our
county
property.
property.
A portion of the driveway.
Portion. 28,
First
So
20.
when it's 40 feet, it's all.
so the first 28 feet roughly is in the right of way.
Yeah,
And then-
from there enters private property.
Okay. From the private property, how much of it is on your land?
I have to have a survey again, it's been years since we've done it, but it's more than 28 foot from the edge of the road.
But they split before then, right?
No,
Okay. 2 separate driveways, most of which is in our right of way.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we have a choice to accept the variance or add conditions to it.
The attorney recommended that you not accept it as submitted.
That's before I knew it was in the right of way. What we cannot do is give a variance to somebody over someone else's property.
All right, so that's where.
And that's the question I'm asking. I'm looking at, just say 30 feet from the edge of the road. If the property, it doesn't split into 2 separate properties until 40 feet, we're basically going to give him the right to drive on this driveway for 30 feet, move over 10 feet, and then get back on the.
But there's 2 separate driveways from the entrance through to where they split.
Alright.
Because we've got asphalt and we've got concrete.
they're adjoining for about 30 feet, they're together, so they split.
Okay, 30 feet. So 2 feet after the 28 feet of our property. Are we gonna make somebody do a survey for 2 feet? I'm just asking the question.
Well, it's still on somebody else's property. That's just my thought.
I got you.
I've had to do it on less, so.
I know.
That survey would also know exactly where the lines are, and it would give us we would be granting a variance per a plat done by a surveyor. And that would cover us.
Fair enough.
Because we can't grant a variance over somebody else's property.
Well, I'm not sure, just to make it simple, I'm not sure how to word it, but I have no problem supporting the theory of the driveway going so that they can do what they're wanting to do, as long as we don't infringe on another property owner's rights. And so however that needs to be worded to accomplish that, I'm good with it.
So it'd be contingent on our variance would be contingent on the survey with a platted drive totally owned.
so that we're not allowing any variance on private property.
Okay.
That's the only thing we can legally do that
I think if the board is going in that direction, maybe in that motion that reads the last two sentences in my staff report would accomplish that. I think the last two sentences.
they don't make a recommendation. Yeah, location of the corrected private road will be shown on the subdivision plat.
So is that your motion? Any confusion with Margie? Right here. Margie, shall be located, correct private road will be shown on the subdivision plat. But you're gonna have to plat anyhow if they're gonna do 3.
Yeah, he'll have to hire a surveyor to treat the subdivision, and part of that will be.
Sure. So-
He would have to hire a surveyor to subdivide, to create a private road as part of this process, so. The physical work involved will be moving, if any portion of the driveway is located on this road property, moving it off of his property.
So the surveyor's going to be hired regardless, so it's not actually undue cost to the Kennys because they're going to have a surveyor to get this done anyhow. So in the time of your survey, you would just have to make sure that the private road on your plat was shown on y'all's property. That was the motion. Second. You have a motion, second, more discussion?
How far off the Graham Road is public land?
That survey will, when he stakes it, will be on your right of way, so you'll know where you're at then.
If you know where your front pins are, that's where the right of way ends.
That's that pine tree.
Okay.
That's where the right of way ends.
All right. If there's no more discussion, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye? Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, as we move on, welcome Commissioner Pitt. We're starting on consent agenda at this time. Welcome. Consent agenda and approval for the minutes. This time we got work session May 16th, 2017 at 5 p.m. We got the third Tuesday, May 16th, 2017. If you've had an opportunity to look at the minutes, things all right, I need a motion to approve the. So moved. Have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. There you go.
Ayes have it.
Yeah, second.
Won't have any visitors signed in. New business. Morning new business, resolution 201-706-1R, adopting the joint comprehensive plan update for Jones County and the city of Gray. Ms. Jasmine Campbell with the Georgia Regional Commission.
Good evening,
Welcome.
Commissioners.
Good evening.
Green light on.
The Middle Georgia Regional Commission would like to also adopt a resolution for the joint comprehensive plan for Jones County and the city of Gray. DCA has approved this comp plan and they have had advisory comments. Once you guys do adopt this resolution, the Middle Georgia Regional Commission will submit the comprehensive plan to DCA and you guys will be able to continue your qualified local government status. Last night, the city of Gray adopted the comprehensive plan, so after you guys do, it will be ready for submission.
Any questions for Ms. Campbell?
Turn the microphone up on the.
Is it on?
Push the little, is it?
Is it lit up?
There we go.
There we go. All right.
You want me to repeat myself? Sorry.
Sure.
The Middle Georgia Regional Commission would like Jones County to adopt the joint comprehensive plan for Jones County and the city of Gray. This will allow Jones County to continue its qualified local government status. And last night, the city of Gray adopted the joint comprehensive plan. Once it is submitted to DCA at the end of this month, you guys will get the notification that you are still a qualified local government.
Any questions? Any questions? Is there a motion on the?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
No more discussion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Number 2 is resolution 201-706-2R, adopting an annual update to the capital improvement element. Ms. Jasmine, you'll be up here for a couple of minutes.
Yes. The capital improvement element annual update is a requirement since you all have impact fees. This capital improvement element update has been approved by DCA, and it is, once adopted tonight, we'll be able to submit it for the final version.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
All right, any other discussion? We can have a motion?
Second.
Second. If no discussion, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Ready? Authorize a community foundation grant application for inclusive playground. Ms. Chapman?
The Middle Georgia Regional Commission was given a technical assistance request to help with grant search for the inclusive playground you all would like to build. One eligible grant that you can apply for is from the Community Foundation of Central Georgia. This grant is focused on projects designed to improve the quality of life in Central Georgia, and the funding priorities are for applications that reach a broad segment of the community and address needs not currently being met by an existing organization. The inclusive playground meets all the eligibility requirements, and the county will be applying for $20,000 and submitting the application before the June 30th, 2017 deadline.
Any discussion or questions?
Mr. Chairman, I want to support this, but there are also some additional grants I'd like the Regional Commission to write for us. So I don't know if now's the right time or you'd like me to hold off until later.
Is this one you asked us to look at?
Right, yes, sir. Commissioner Kitchens, he sent me this grant opportunity for Jones County. I just wanted to make sure that we at least try it. I mean, it has a due date of June the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it'd be a great grant application for us to apply for to help us with our inclusive playground. And there's also another grant opportunity that I've been talking to my county administrator, Jason, about potential dog park. That application is due on the 30th. So I wanted to bring it to the commissioner's attention, and if the board was okay with it, to have the regional commission assist us with those grant opportunities.
Sure. All right. Any other discussion or question?
We need to, make a motion and approve this one and then make a new motion for
That's correct, for that one. All right, so
And one more quick comment too. Is it okay if we ask Commissioner Kitchen's wife to review it, just to give some conditional?
is it free?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Oh, I like free. I don't think there's any conflict of interest on free.
All right, because she does a great job with grants, and just to review it, just to make sure we got all our I's dotted, T's crossed, and hopefully be awarded some additional funds.
Sure. All right, well, we have a motion.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
If no more discussion, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you.
So do we need to make another motion to ask them to go?
Or do we just ask Jason to,
Just ask Jason to go?
and then they'll bring it back for approval when they,
Sure.
like that.
But can we go ahead and do it? Because I think one of them is due on the 23rd, just to try to go ahead and, so they can get the process started, and if we need to try to edit something, we can get it done in a timely manner. So just a consent, or do I need to make?
Do a regional commission look into
Well,
it?
we'll just have my thought is have the regional commission do it, and it's just, the board's aware of what we're doing. So it's
We have
no,
a motion to do it.
Okay, that's fine.
So the
Okay.
Commission then would have something official for.
Sure.
okay. So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we work with the regional commission to apply for the Innovation Play Space grants. And also there's a dog park grant, that's available for us to apply for. So that's my motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
There's no, I don't think there's any match on either one of those. I think they're
No, just straight up
funded
grants.
grants and no obligation on us. I second.
All right, we've had a motion, second, any more discussion? If none, all in favor, aye? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Moving on to number 4, repair the undercarriage for D6 Dozer. Mr. John Lowe?
Hey, Chairman and Board. The D6K undercarriage, I had Ron Lang from Yancey come out and evaluate it. And the pins on the right side, they are worn on about 4 of them real bad. And if it breaks that pin, the track's gonna be laying on the ground. But, I wanted to get 3 prices, but, Tractor Equipment said they couldn't give us one. And, so I got one from Big M and Caterpillar. And, Big M was like $15,157.92. And Cat was $15,924.18. They was a little bit higher, but they had on theirs, to reseal the track adjusters on there, and that was around $795. I wanna go with Cat on that. And it would come out of our equipment repair item, out of the budget.
Well, I can support the additional, knowing what I know about dozers, going and having all that extra work done while the tracks are off. It just makes sense. You're already there to go ahead and make sure all the components are rebuilt.
Did Big M not quote the reseal and the track adjusters, or they?
They didn't. I don't know why they didn't, because we told them, to do everything on it.
And we know it's not in with this price.
Huh?
We know it's not in with this price.
Right. I mean, they write that together, both of them.
And both of it was Cat undercarriage.
Right.
Any more questions for Mr. Lowe?
The city guy.
I'm sorry?
I said, them city guys, the tractor gonna work when we get done, is it warranted? Is the tractor gonna work when we get done, is it warranted?
I'm sure it's got like a 60-day, 90-day warranty or something.
$15,000.
But, hey, this thing done ran 5,000 hours on the undercarriage that was up under it, so if it'll run another 5, somebody else will be up here.
That's good hours on undercarriage.
Sure.
I know.
My lawnmower's 21 hours. Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion approved. We have a second?
Second.
If no more discussion, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. So your lawnmower's got 20 hours?
My lawnmower's 21 hours.
It was wore out?
No, I replaced the deck twice.
Oh, okay. That's on lawnmower, aren't you?
I need one of the big ones.
You do know they're grass, not rocks.
Yeah. It's the tree stumps that are getting me. It's the tree stumps.
I just wanted to know it was for grass, not rocks.
Yeah.
All right, going on. Number 5, approved beer and wine license for Juan Luis Ocampo, Listings Gas Incorporated, 290 Highway 49, Macon, Georgia, 31211. Attorney Childs, I think you researched this.
We have, Ms. Morgan and I looked at it and had to make a slight adjustment to make sure we had an agent in the county since this applicant is not a resident. And that's been done, and there's no problem with the background check. We see no reason not to approve it.
Okay. Attorney Childs said he sees no reason. We need a motion.
So moved, John.
Second. We have a motion and a second. No more discussion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. We have another beer and wine license, Shannon E. Williams, 49er Plaza, 2017 LLC, 2440 Shirlington Drive, Macon, Georgia.
Mr. Chairman, our clerk spent a lot of time on this one, and there are some inconsistencies with the application we received and the criminal history that was done, and at this time, we do not believe it would be appropriate to approve.
Okay. Well, we have under the advice of attorney not to approve, and we have a motion.
Is there anything else you want to add on that one?
No, sir, that sounds about.
So moved.
We have a motion for non-approval. We have a second.
Second.
Any more discussion? If none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Moving on to old business. Energy agreement with Georgia Department of Transportation for intersections at State Route 44. For the Georgia Department of Transportation is proposing a roundabout, Green Settlement Road intersection, State Route 11 intersection, and State Route 22. I've had several conversations here in the last couple of weeks with the engineer from GDOT. And it was brought to my attention there was a misunderstanding on our estimations for maintenance on these lights. We run, I agree, I felt like it was a $4,000 a month maintenance, but it's $4,000 a year maintenance, which makes a big difference. Miss Margie, we have some current energy agreements in place now on traffic lights. Miss Margie's got several electric bills that she went through. You just give ideas on the traffic lights that we're paying Why do you want to share that with us?
Sure. Well, going back 2015, 2016, we've got a couple of them with Georgia Power that run about $12, $15 a month for the traffic location, the lighting at that location. And then for Tri-County, we've got about 2 or 3 locations, and they run somewhere between $35, $40 a month. Now, this is traffic lights versus
Lighting.
the street lights, but these are also run 24 hours a day.
Is there any more discussion on that?
We still don't have an accurate.
I know we don't have it accurate, and GDOT's just informed me this is the best, they're doing the best they can to give us a figure, but, we are holding up the process, and, we've got a great partnership with GDOT. I don't know if this would harm it, but I hate to be, in my opinion, $4,000 a year, and again, it's estimated, so I mean, it could be more, but that was their estimation, $4,000 a year on maintenance, which is a lot better than the $4,000 a month that Commissioner Robinson was calculating that we thought was the maintenance. So that's my thoughts on it. And we have a motion.
Look at me. All right, now look at me. I guess what it is, I know our sheriff, he feels like we need a roundabout. So I support that idea. And I mean, when it comes to the safety of our citizens, I mean, it's just worth it. You know what I mean? Because I hate for anybody to get hurt or lose a life just to the lighting. It's $4,000. And when it comes to a person's life, it's well worth more than that. So with that being a need, we don't want to hold up the process. Then I make the motion, we work with GDOT and move forward this project.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second, why not?
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
I got a lot of heartburn over this. We didn't cause the problem, and we're not responsible if there is a problem. It was poor design, put us in a poor position, and now we've got to accept the consequence that, just like Commissioner Pitt said, when it all boils down to it, we may have fixed the problem already with the sheriff's initiation of stop signs. But in the end, if there is something happens there and we have a loss of life or injury, it's not going to matter whether it's DOT's fault or our fault or engineer's fault. No amount of money is worth that. So that's the only reason I'm supporting it, is just to make sure that we don't have that issue.
All right.
I don't like roundabouts. I want to go through it. I'm just telling you the truth. So, hey, do what we need to do.
Well, this isn't our first energy agreement, because like I said, we are in agreement on traffic lights too, so it's not something new to the county.
Yeah. And I don't disagree with that. I mean, I've said we've got energy agreement. It's not the energy agreement that I have the issue with. It's the principle of how we got here, and the fact that we've all suggested different ways other than a roundabout. And I don't think I know that roundabout is the way that DOT is going with their highways and roads. A lot of people disagree with it, but just that we didn't have a different option. That was the best option that they came up with, and that's the only route we have.
And our sheriff has provided a solution that was much simpler and safer.
Well, if there's no more discussion, all in favor, aye? Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Department heads. Hello, you got anything?
Yes, July 4th week. I know y'all gave us 2 days off. Usually we work 2 11s and a 10. I'm asking, can we work 2 12s and still be off on Friday? I mean, we already at work, and my guys, I done talked to them, and that's what they want to do. And I'm for it too.
I don't have any problem on it. Like I said, this is a special occasion. You can thank Commissioner Martin, just to thank you employees, give them an extra day. It won't happen every year. We'd love to do it. It's just a special occasion that just gives them a little thank you.
I'm okay with
I'm fine with it.
All right.
Happy 4th.
You got it? We don't need that in the motion, do we? No, that's good. Mr. Risner, you've been quiet tonight. I told you I wouldn't put you on the spot if I didn't have to.
I've enjoyed just kind of sitting back. One thing I want to quickly mention to you, we're underway at the animal control facility. Footers have been dug and poured, and then it started raining again. But we have made some progress there. One thing I just wanted to mention to you, working with our construction manager Scott Jackson and Georgia Power, we've gotten a easement from Georgia Power that's just going to take the power line from the road to the facility, and unless y'all object, I'll go ahead and execute that on behalf of the county, and so we can get some power to the site. And we're working to get water there as well shortly. So I think we're making good progress there, and if the weather will cooperate, we'll be able to do even better. So, and I think that's all I have.
Okay. There's any other department heads there? We had a young lady like to speak earlier. Would you like to come forward? Come forward.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Louise Darrasol, and I'm a resident of Spratley Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm coming asking that our street be lined. And the only thing that we've had done, I've been out there about 48 years. And the only thing that's been done to that street is that we had a sinkhole that was recently repaired. And we had some roots coming up in the road from pine trees, and they were repaired also. And we are asking for some lining be done and some speed breakers. There's about 18 school-aged children on our street, and people zoom up and down the road. So we've had one death out there years ago. A small child his neck was broken, a motorcycle accident, because people don't observe that speed, the speed on that street. So we're asking for some help. That street has been measured, and when those houses was built on that street, Consolidated Investors paved this upper section, and Jones County paved the other part. Well, on the upper section, that's 18 feet wide. But when you get down to the section that Jones County paved, it's only 15 feet wide. So we're really asking for some help.
Commissioner Martin, this is a new district.
Yeah, I've sent him a letter.
My question is to John, because I know you all came up and we talked about doing some striping. So my question is, John, striping on a 18-foot wide versus a 15-foot wide, what are our challenges and how do we get it done?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to get up there and measure and see what we got. Cause really and truly in the bottom, we got one more pipe we put a pipe in.
Right.
But we had trouble with another pipe, we didn't even know it was there. And we got to dig down on that side of the road, on the left side going in, and try to find, cause we got a pipe coming off of Ruby.
Right.
Across the yard, and then they got pipe in the ditch that comes down, and all that ties together down there. And runs across the road. So we got to figure out if we're gonna have to build a box and put a new pipe in across the road right there.
Is that
what we need to do in the striping.
Is that gonna affect the widening at all when you do this, or?
I will have to check on that,
Okay.
about the widening of it.
This week, next week?
Was it the back part, ma'am, from the creek?
Yeah, the creek up.
Okay.
You know where the sinkhole was?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's up. Now, we've had speed breakers on that street, but if you bump and don't ever repair, they just go. So they are all gone. Nothing is there.
I know as long as I've been here, there ain't been no speed breakers on that street. I don't know when they was.
That's been years ago. Like I said, I've been there 47 years, 48 years. That was years ago. We did have speed breakers.
Okay. So on the road this week or next week, because I'd like to go out there with you and take a look, because I've been on that street a number of times, but in terms of striping and the width of that street, I don't know how that works, so I'd like to learn that part. In terms of speed breakers, help me with this. Used to be a petition we had to have signed.
It would need to be on an agenda, have this matter put on an agenda.
Okay.
If you have a petition, as Commissioner Martin said, some other people with you, and the reason it's on an agenda, if anybody's against it, they have a chance to come up here too and have a full discussion about it.
Okay.
Supporters and opponents, if any.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, well, we thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let me know when the next meeting is so I can come out. All right.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Ma'am. What was your name again?
Louise Darrasol.
Louise Darrison.
Mm-hmm.
You want to address too, right? You got the address.
What's your address out of there, ma'am?
125 Spratly Drive.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else didn't get an opportunity to sign in that would like to speak?
I just wanna direct this to my man. First, the animal shelter that y'all putting up there, what kind of design do they have for sewage up there?
For the sewage, we're gonna have a system, it's actually gonna have to have 3 septic tanks. Because of the animal waste and hair and different things that are involved. We had to have the system designed by an engineer that specializes in those types of things, and we've got 2 automatic treatment units that go into the septic tanks that are going to receive animal waste, and then the 3rd tank is one that'll just serve the offices, and so it'll be a typical type septic tank, but yeah, it's a 3-tank system.
Okay, so there's no overflow or anything like that?
Right.
Okay, that was my concern. I kinda like who I've been in that area there for 50, almost 60 years, and I got a free well, and that's my concern.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we'll move on to, Commissioner. Oh, come on, sorry.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The Chairman and Board of Commissioners. I would like to address a concern or request I have. I live on Shady Road Plaza, and part of the street from Bethune up to the top of a hill has been paved, but the part that connects to Joy Cliff Road is not. And I live on that part, and I would like to ask that it be paved or resurfaced in some way. And when I listened to the other lady talk about the speeders, it's gotten where a couple of them like to come down that road real fast, and I said they're gonna hit that sand and it's gonna be a problem one day. But I've been told several things about air property and this, that, and the other, but I want it paved. I'm still living, and I like for your consideration in making that happen. Okay. My name is Anita, Anita, Purdue Ross, Ross.
Is that on the paving list?
It was on the paving list, and how the paving list has been moving. And I shared with Ms. Ross when she called me that it was on the list at one point. I know I think the right-of-way was done on that.
I don't know if right-of-way's been established on that.
Okay, but I know it was on the one of the original paving lists, probably when I first got elected. And the chairman and I at the time was supposed to get some stuff done. Part of the issue was who owned, when you come off Joy Cliff, the right and left, the largest parcels. And help me with this, is it based on size or quantity of people when we're talking about the 80% for the right?
People. Usually people.
Okay.
Because the more people if you have to condemn something, if there are a lot of owners, it gets into a lot more expense than if it's just one owner with a large parcel.
Right, because I think on the right side, there's probably 6 houses that actually are on the Shady Road Plaza portion, and then some kind of offset. because of the way the houses are set up. But it was on one of the original road lists. I talked to Ms. Ross about that. We'll work on getting the petition together and bringing that before you all. And then John, can you check and see if we had it surveyed before, so we can see where we are with that?
You said I have to get the petition?
We'll do it together. It'll be fun.
Okay, it'll be fun. Well, on my side of the street, there's about 3 of them. Two have passed, and one I think is a nursing home, so he's not in his home anymore, so we're gonna have.
Even more
It'll
fun.
be interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
All right, this time we'll move on to commissioners' comments. Mr. Martin, would you like to go first tonight?
Sure. Appreciate it. Just wanted to say, for our constituents that are in the office, in the attendance, it may look like we're just rubber stamping things, but we have to do certain things with the Department of Community Affairs to remain certified or qualified or in a particular planning status as we apply for loans or even just to get grants from the state. There's things that we have to do, and pretty much anything with the DCA you should do, ought to do, and have to do. And so whether we like it or not, it's kind of not like DOT with a roundabout. It is what it is, and it's necessary. On the other side, I'm glad Ms. Ross came up, because that was my second call in the last week on that road, and the chairman asked me about the road a little while ago, so I want to get to work on that as well. Then I've also got some calls about summer camp at the gym on 49. People want to be able to take their kids in county to a summer camp and wanted to have us look at the resources in the Parks and Rec to open that facility up and get it usable, because we've been talking about it for a while. We paid money, and if it's a matter of putting some staff in there at $10 an hour, however we need to do it, let's work on making that happen. So that's about it.
That's it. Commissioner Pitt?
I want to support Commissioner Martin in that whole summer program. It's just interesting that more you hear about places to take your kids, it's kind of limited in Gray. We tried it, I think, about a year or two ago, and we only had a few people sign up. But the first year was pretty effective. I want to say I had maybe 10 or 12 kids. They had pictures and did a lot of really good things. So I think it'll be something great that we follow up on and doing more summer programs, and hopefully in 2018 we'll have an opportunity to do that. Just to bring before the board's attention that a couple of weeks ago, Matt, Sam, and I went before the city council, and they're seriously considering making a donation to our inclusive playground. I think it's really a powerful statement when the city and county can find a project we can all work together on. And I know they're going through the appropriation committees right now to decide if they're going to be able to give us a donation, but they're seriously considering it. So I think that is something to give those guys kudos on and tell them thank you for. Another thing I want to bring before the board and for you guys to consider, as we complete the recreation center on Highway 18, the softball field right here, the government center, is possibly converted into a passive park, where you can use that fencing and use it for a dog park on the Gray side, Highway 49 side, and it's just a passive park. That's something that Gray doesn't have, a real big area where you can just go fly a kite, play soccer, whatever you want to do. So that's, in the months to come, but something for you guys to consider. Another thing is just to follow back with Jason and Freddie when it comes to the meters. And we're looking at one time possibly doing the in-house, doing contractors. Have you guys had a chance to sit down and talk about the best route and where we would find the funding for that project?
I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I will do that before the next meeting, if that's okay.
Good, thank you. That's all I have, Chairman.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Kitchens?
Yeah, they already talked to two of the three that I was going to bring up. So can we get Matt to give us a update on the recreation project too? I know we were on a timeline and looking at that. One of the things in particular, I had a couple of people that were calling asking about the playground areas, not the inclusive playground, but in the new part that we're building. They were told that the play areas with the covered parts of it were not going to be built in this phase, that there was something that was taken out. And I think those areas are going to be highly used. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm hoping not, that the shelter areas over those covered areas are not taken out of it. And we need to.
I think what I remember is that maybe in the master plan, there was, there were a couple of playgrounds shown close to the concession stand. Is that what this is?
I think so, yeah.
And I think those had to be taken out, but don't quote me on that.
And I'm not here to speak for Matt, but during our presentation to the city, that's part of our presentation, if they're willing to give a donation towards the playgrounds, it was for that area. Right now, and like I said, I'll let Matt answer that question, but to my understanding, there are no funds for a playground in that new facility.
Not even, not an uncovered playground.
No playground at all. No playground at all, because the presentation gave to the city, he told me he could do some maybe $50,000 or $60,000, whatever they chose, but right now we didn't have funds for a playground. All the funds went towards the fields and concession in those areas.
Well, I was thinking we'd taken just the covers out, one of the amenities over the playground. And I was trying to find a way to put them back. I gotta find a way to put the playground in.
You got some homework.
Just think, maybe we can get Matt to give us an update of where we're spending all our money at.
Is that it?
Good.
Good, short and sweet. Ms. Margie, you got anything tonight?
No, sir, I do not.
Mr. Chairman, you look like you're about to ask me if I do.
Yes.
But very briefly, to update what Commissioner Pitts was just talking about, I talked to John Newberry today, the city attorney, and even though they did not vote on it last night, city council, he thinks, is definitely going to approve the $15,000.
Okay.
We've got a draft of an agreement between the city and the county, which is pretty simple, basically saying they'll give us the $15,000, that within 12 months, we have to use it for the inclusive playground.
Good.
No real strings attached to it. It's a pretty simple agreement. I'd ask that Margie, if it suits the board, put it on the agenda for our meeting 2 weeks from tonight. We'll see if the city has voted on it by then. They might have a call meeting, John said, in between now and then. And even if they haven't signed it or voted on it, we could go ahead with it. And it would be contingent, of course, on them approving it, but that's kind of where it is.
Good, so that's awesome.
Well, good deal. All right, we got.
Well, Chairman, that does bring up another point of order then. I think it's, I think it's a good thing for the chairman to reach out to the city and express our thanks and gratitude. I mean, we've heard, all of us have heard over the years how city and county don't work together on things, and I think, hopeful that this is a sign of times to come, and I think it's huge, not monetarily, but it is that for this playground, but it's huge for us as a working relationship, and we need to show our appreciation to the mayor and the city council.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we'll do that. All right, any more citizens like to come forward? It was quiet tonight. I want to thank Greater Jordan Chapel for sending Mr. Bernie with us tonight. Thank you for all the comments. We're actually getting done early tonight. What did I mean? I said 7:20. Ms. Margie said 7:15.
Initially, I said 7.
Oh, you said 7.
She's on it.
You heard 7? So so we can keep within ritual, we need somebody to
So move, Mr. Chairman.
adjourn. Second, and thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what's in the Parks and Rec budget, but over there, I don't know if you've been in that gym.
No, I need to go over there. I have not.
I want the key to that doggone building. Cause I'm over there. You know, we had talked about putting an outdoor basketball court.
Yeah.
Cause there's no place.